And, we've discussed this many times in terms of the different drivers different organizations may have. But just so people can understand how this moved in Cox, and you can see all the benefits that have come out of doing it. It's kind of a no-brainer when it comes down to it. You're spending $1 billion a year on something, over $1 billion a year. You want to kind of know what you're getting for it and what's happening, and you want it organized. But it sounds like one of the key drivers was actually a drive around compliance.
So it was right. So it depends, and this is why I said it. It really goes into understanding the business, right, and what their drivers are. Um, we had on the auto side, we had a large portion of our business that was failing audits, honestly, because they didn't have, they were beholden to reporting to financial services companies because of, agreements we had with their agreements, and they couldn't report, you know, everything that was coming in and out of, like, where everybody was at any given time. So a workforce issue of like who had access to what. Um, and I say failing audits, like, they were scoring lower than they should have. So that was one of the kind of the areas where we partnered with corporate security, saying, okay, look, this is the driver. They were going to buy a $300,000 system to onboard and offboard resources outside of the vendor management system. And we're like, why would you do that? We have a system already in place. We already have the mechanism in place, the payment, the approval, onboarding, offboarding mechanisms. Let's just leverage the vendor management system. So it became more of a resource tracking play, right, versus your traditional services procurement. Yeah, and for me, that is an easy place to start, right? I mean, it's like you get 1% better every day. Kind of that methodology. You get somebody into the system, they start tracking the resources. You're tracking, you have them put in the rates. You can't really track spend, but you can track rate, role type, everything else. And your business starts looking at that, and they're like, wait, I have this visibility now into this workforce that I never had before. What more can we do? So we were able to do it just partnering with corporate security. We were able to expand compliance as well. Like, right, there's new laws coming across, just in the U.S. as well, like that are becoming very similar to GDPR, like in California, in Massachusetts. Just being able to track resources. So that helped drive it as well. Cost savings typically can become a driver, but it's usually one of the last drivers. Honestly, like the visibility, the management of the workforce, just the management of the freeing up of time to your point earlier, the dinner you were having. A lot of the conversation is look, you're able to free up probably 20 to 30% of a manager's time that they spend on a weekly basis managing these agreements, managing these resources, the approving, the onboarding, offboarding, that now will be done in a vendor management system. They'll take care of the reporting. They take care of everything that manager needs from a transactional basis just to manage that statement of work.
So within the case of your journey at Cox, who were the key sponsors? Now, I understand obviously that the overarching kind of staff org program was already in place. They'd already started kind of scratching the surface of the statement of work, the services procurement side of it. But if you look behind the scenes at a senior level, who were the key sponsors of this?
So our key sponsor originally was the CFO at Cox Communications, right? So that was 20 years ago. And then as the program evolved, procurement became the ultimate sponsor. Excuse me. So it was really, it started to be driven by procurement, right? And it was owned wholly by procurement. Um, the last few years, HR was becoming more involved from a staff augmentation side, from the total talent workforce play, with Workday and trying to make sure all resources are tracked back up through kind of that hierarchy. So it became more of a partnership in that area, but that was specific to just the staff aug business. But the services procurement um, was always a procurement sponsored program, and it was driven in partnership by my role with my direct procurement leads, right? So our directors of procurement, my VP of procurement, and then the business, right? I honestly was going into the business. There wasn't a specific sponsor within the different business units. It was more of just influence, trying to bring them into the program and get advocates, right? Get change advocates.